Draft Day in WWE. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, October 1st, 2021. This update is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us.
WWE.
The latest edition of the WWE Draft begins on tonight's SmackDown. The exact process for this draft is still under wraps as of Thursday night at least. However, WWE is at least teasing the possibility of some draft picks from NXT. Also tonight, Edge is set to return to SmackDown. Imperium's Marcel, Barthel, and Fabian Aichner are in action on tonight's 205 Live. They are set for a tag match against Ikemen Jiro and Trey Baxter. On Thursday's NXT UK, Coffey beat Jordan Devlin. Dani Luna pinned Xia Brookside with a sitout powerbomb. Xia was not happy about this result. And Moustache Mountain beat Ashton Smith and Oliver Carter. Ilja Dragunov will defend his UK championship against the #1 contender A-Kid in 2 weeks. It sounds like any hopes of Nikki Bella returning from retirement are on hold indefinitely.
I have to listen to the doctors, and as of now, they put me on the retired bench for life, and so it would just take a lot of scans and x-rays and all this different stuff for them to actually approve me to do a run.
That is Nikki Bella on the new episode of the Sippin' the Tea podcast.
AEW.
Bryan Danielson is in action on tonight's AEW Rampage. He is set to go one-on-one against Nick Jackson. Also tonight, Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans in a hair versus hair match, and a three-way no disqualification match involving Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, and Jade Cargill.
Impact Wrestling.
The Influence, Tenille Dashwood and Madison Rayne will challenge Decay for the Knockouts tag titles at the Knockouts Knockdown Special. They earned the #1 contendership by beating Jordan Grace and Rachel Ellering on last night's Impact Wrestling. Also on the show, Trey Miguel beat Laredo Kid and Alex Zane in a three-way X Division title tournament match. Christopher Daniels' return to Impact was a win. He pinned Madman Fulton with the BME. Heath returned to Impact TV last night. He interrupted an in-ring confrontation between Violent by Design and Rhino. Heath cleared the ring, but Rhino did not help. Sami Callihan is out of action with an ankle injury. A backstage segment on last night's show pinned the attack on Moose and W. Morrissey. Eddie Edwards used a chair wrapped in barbed wire to beat Morrissey in a street fight main event last night. Morrissey and Moose laid out Edwards after the match. Impact announced it is introducing a digital media championship. It'll be featured primarily on Impact Plus, YouTube, and other social platforms. A tournament will lead to the first champion being crowned at Bound for Glory.
New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Zack Sabre Jr. is the last unbeaten man in the A block of New Japan's G1 Climax tournament. Sabre submitted the previously unbeaten Great-O-Khan on Thursday's show. Also, Shingo Takagi beat Kenta in the main event. Tomohiro Ishii beat Tonga Loa, and Kota Ibushi made short work of Toru Yano, pinning him in a matter of minutes. Yujiro Takahashi pinned Bushi in a non-tournament match. Friday we'll see matches from the B block where two wrestlers are still unbeaten. Kazuchika Okada will try to stay perfect against Hiroki Goto. The other unbeaten, Jeff Cobb, faces Tama Tonga. Also on Friday's card, Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Sanada, Taichi versus Yoshihashi, and Evil versus Chase Owens.
Ring of Honor.
This weekend's Ring of Honor TV has Violence Unlimited's Brody King, Tony Deppen, Chris Dickinson, and Homicide issuing an open challenge for an 8-man tag team match. Plus the Briscoes versus Alex Zane and Taylor Rust. We have the first match announced for the NWA's next pay-per-view, By Any Means Necessary. That's coming up on October 24th. And the match announced on Thursday is the new NWA Women's Tag Champs Allison Kay and Marty Bell versus Kylie Ray and Tootie Lynn. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Friday, October 1st. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our updates. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.